Okay, here we are visiting two different areas today as we travel in our postage stamps. Nicaragua and Paraguay. Look at this one. This one's the one I think is the most interesting out of this group. I've never seen this one before. Very cool looking. Isn't that neat? 1870 to 1930. Kind of cool. Alright, so let's go visit first Nicaragua. Right here we have an 8. Look at that. Isn't that neat? Look at the architectural building. So beautiful. It says 1939. Wow, neat. Okay, and we have this one here. Looks like Congress, huh? Okay, and then we have these here. 4. Triangle shape. Then a 2. That's when they started combining the colors, huh? Really nice. And then a 3. Alright, then we switch over. Here we have a 2. Look at that old building. Isn't that beautiful? I like looking at old stuff, so I hope you're enjoying that too. I mean, that's why I like looking at the old stamps, because the old stamps show how things used to be. And then the thought of the fact that they made plates in order to make the stamps back then. So all the details were very, very important. They were very good at putting details in the stamps. And that's what makes the old stamps very interesting to look at. So this is a beauty. Love the architect of this. Old rubble still standing, hopefully. And this one here, pretty much on a faded side of life. A 5. And then here we have a 1. All the Native Americans. Okay, down here we have, let's see, 1951. And then, of course, the one we brought to you at the very beginning. That is just so interesting to me to see. Really nice one. 1870 to 1930. And this one's kind of with color. But this one, I believe, said 1940. Let's see. Yep, right up there. 1940. Still, it's still one that you don't see too often. And the corner's just curled up right there. It's not cut off. So that's another one that you really don't see very often. It's the first time I've seen it. I don't believe there are too many of these around. I've bought a lot of old stamp books and haven't come across this one before. And I never came across that one either. So these two are really special out of this group to me. Alright, hope you've enjoyed my bringing these to you. Be sure to sub me, join me as a friend, and by all means, share these stamps with other stamp collectors or stamp lovers, or just people who want to look at the history of what old stamps look like. Okay? Alrighty. Bye-bye now. Alright, today we're visiting Australia. And this one here, ooh, it's just unique. Look at this. This one is Australian Antarctic territory. This is just so cool. I've never seen this one before. It's a very nice one. 1908 to what? Don't know. 1908-9. Wow. So that's a really important one, isn't it? Love this one. Look at that. Alright, so let's check out some of the other ones that we have here in the Australia territory. So right there we have Newcastle, 1797 to 1947, 2.5D. Then our typical one, 1.5D. In the 2D, these you see quite often. And we have this one, 1854 to 1954, the train, 3.5D. Then the piece one, 2.5, 1945. Okay, then we have our 1D. And this one here, he's a little bit different. 1867 to 1922. A 2.5D. I don't see this one so often. And then here we have 1945, 2.5D. Beautifully designed. And you know, back then they made plates. It wasn't take a picture and put it on a stamp. They had to make plates in all the tiny little designs. And to get it so right. Cool. And of course the beautiful one we brought to you at the very beginning. That doesn't say Australia, it says Australians. Antarctic territory, 1908. It's a beautiful stance. It's in good condition too. Okay, then we have this one, 1788 to 1938, 150th anniversary, 2D. And then we have a couple of these. We have a 1 penny, neat, and 2 pence. These are really nice ones too. Look at the beautiful design on them. The 2 upper right hand and left hand corner. Beautiful. And don't forget, you got your little kangaroo fella right there. And the bird. Beautiful. I like them. Okay, then we have this one here, 2.5. John Forrest, 1847 to 1915. I don't see too many of him either. This one here, well, you see a lot of 2D. Then, of course, our kangaroo, he's only a 1/2D. Okay, and there's another 1/2. Halfpenny. Cool. And then here we have 2.5D and a 1.5D. Alright, so my interesting one out of this group is right here. That's the interesting stamp of them all out of this bunch. Alright, I hope you've enjoyed my bringing these to you. Be sure to sub me, join me as a friend, and by all means, share the video with stamp collectors or those who are just interested in looking at the old stamps, what they used to have on them, because they know the knowledge of making the plates. Alright, bye-bye now. Alright, let's take a long trip into the France postage stamps. And we'll start with the ones that are not so popular. Alright, starting with these right here. Alright, playing the sports. Look at that. Ain't that something, huh? Back in the day. Alright, and here we have a 12F. Figaro. Cool. 850. Elegant with pearls. Jewelry. Nice. Okay, and some more right there. Alright, and look at this. Almost like a little castle there, huh? Look at that. Pretty. Neat looking. All the hidden little areas you could have fun in. We'll climb each one of them. Okay, and we have another one here. A 20. And right here, a 50. Alright, let's go back. We have a couple right here. A 1F and a 1FR. And we have a 20 by the water. And then a 10-cent CFA. This one I haven't seen before. Alright, interesting, isn't it? I've never seen this one before. So I don't know if it's rare. If you know, by all means, leave it in a comment. Be neat to find out if I had a nice rare one. Okay, and then we have these that you see quite often. And the 15s. And the 12. 450. The 5s. This one here, you have a 5. Another 5. And then in blue, you have another 5. That one's in pink. That one's in green for the 6. A 3. Another 3. Excuse me. An 8. $10, $15, and you got a 4 there. I'm going to go up to a few of these here. A 50 and a 10. Now we get back down here to a few of these. 15F, 0.15, and a 3F. I'm going to move up to these two. One F50 in brown and in red. Then we have a 1F in red. Trying to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Get all of these. And a 1F. 1.5. And a 2. Alright. Then here we have this one here. 1F50. Then we have a 1F, one in green, one in kind of red. Look at these two. These two got redone. These are remakes. They were 90 cents and they went down to 50. Alright, then we got this one here in a 10. And then 50. A 40. A 30. We have a 2. A 10. Another 10. Can we skip right on over here? A 90. A 40. A 50. And a 65. Then we flip right on over. Oh, look at these. This one's in a 75. Does it say 1926? No, 1925. You have it in blue, and then you have it in this brown. Oh, look at this one. This is different. 15 cents. Very different. Looks like it should be on a vase, huh? Okay, and we have this one here. It says 1925 on it. And we got this one. Now we have two of these. RF ones like this, 1925. And this one. Had it in orange and they've done it in blue. Neat. Okay, then we go up to here. And up there. Then of course the colored one. Issues of 1909 to 1937 for these three. Okay. And then from 1907 to 1937, we had all of these. 25, 25, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, another 5, pink 5. I haven't seen the pink 5 before. And the 10. And right here we have a 1F in blue, a 50. This one's when you're getting older. This is 1900 to 1938 for these ones. Another 50. Then you get down to here, we have 115. And we have two 10s. They look a little bit different in the shade. Oh, perfect though. But you can see the difference in the ink. A little different shaded. Okay, now what do we got? Oh, then we go right up to here. We have a 15. Then a 5. Nice. Very nice. And then this one. A little bit different because it's like the blue, green, and then the brown. Now we got this one here that's kind of hiding. Don't want to miss him. That's a 2. Look at that. Now this one I haven't seen before. Okay, and then our super old ones from 1852 to 1900. You have the blue. And you have the green. Looks, well, it's a bluish green. Alright. Hope you've enjoyed my bringing these to you. Be sure to sub me, join me as a friend, and as always, share the video with other stamp collectors, or stamp lovers, or those who just want to look at the old stuff in the comfort of their own home. Be sure to sub me now, and stay tuned for more. We always have plenty. You never know when I'm going to bring you. Alright, bye-bye now. Alright, today in our adventure of checking out some old postage stamps, we're visiting Czechoslovakia. Look at that. It's quite a nice old one, huh? I believe that's in the middle of the 1900s. 1951, 52, somewhere around there. Look at that. Oh, it says 1953 right at the bottom. There you go. I was close. Alright, so we have that one. Really a nice one. I really like that one. Okay, and we have a couple right here. You have the 30, and underneath you have the 60. Seem to have put them both together for some reason. Now let's check out what the next page has. Ooh. Alright, first we have this one here. You have a 30. Nice. It's always nice to look at the detail. Look beyond, you know, the picture, the portrait of the person. And look at the background, you know, picking up the grapes from the grapevines. So you get a 30 and a 35 right here. And look at this one. I almost thought they were carrying guns till you look real close, right? Because of the hard hat and everything. It's a fish. There you go. I bet that surprised you, didn't it? Did me. Alright, and here we are. Hauling the big logs. Right off the mountain. Going right down into the water. And that's how they used to get them to the mill in the old days. Nice. Okay, and then another 30 and a 60. Just like the ones we've seen on the first page. Then we have these here. Representing the chemists. And the workers here. And in the fields. Here we go. Like working with the iron. Military. Working the iron. Okay, and we have one of these, only one. When they used to have to cut them out and put them on. I believe this probably represented the airmail So I only have one of those. Okay, then we have some nice ones right here. This is 1919 to 1947. Look at that, isn't that cute? Very cute one. Okay, Mom with Baby. Oh, look at that one. Another one of those really nice ones. And we have just a black and white. And from 1980 to 1947, we had a few of these. Look at that one. That was kind of neat. Let's see what we have. Oh, we got a few here. Now, these pretty much are all the same picture, just different amounts. These were issued in 1939 to 1941. Oh, that's the above ones. The below is 1939 to 1942. Okay, so 39 to 42 had these. Ah, no, they are different. This one's different. Nice, isn't it? Love the architect of that, huh? You have to look beyond the picture and look at the details. And just think they had to make a plate for this. It wasn't take a picture and put it on the stamp. They had to make a plate with all these little details. Cool. Okay, then we have this one here. Some more architectural building. Look at that one right there. That is so cool. Now look at these two. These two are the same building, just different amounts. As you can see, it's stamped 1939 on it. Aren't they nice? Love it. Alright, I hope you've enjoyed traveling to Czechoslovakia back in the mid-1900s to check out the stamps that they have. Now be sure to sub me, join me as a friend, and by all means, share the video with other stamp collectors or dealers. Let everybody else enjoy it in the comfort of their own home. Alright, bye-bye now. Okay, today we're taking a short little visit to Finland. We don't have too many stamps, but it's always nice to see what they did have. Now, I never seen the olive one. Seen many of the other colors, but olive? I don't know. That one's really different. And of course, the other ones are green, but to have an olive one, now that's a little bit different for me. Alright, let's see what else we have. Well, that was from the 1930s to 1952. Okay, and here's some more. You can see the green. We'll go into the red. 2.5. 2.75. That's a deep burgundy. A yellow 5, yellow or orange, yellowish orange, and a red 3, purple 8, deep kind of orange 9. And then the 10 came in different colors. You had burgundy, blue, and brown, all in good condition. And then we have a blue 12, different shade of blue 20. Alright, then they started coming out with some different designs. So here we have a 20. Oh, look at this. Nice. Isn't that a nice one, huh? All the details in that. Hard worker. I used to use an axe to chop a tree down. Okay. And we have one here, the water. Beautiful building. It's always nice to see how things were built. Okay, some more of the land. And then we got this lonely little one sitting right here. Alright. And that pretty much concludes our short little visit to Finland. Isn't that neat? Look at that. Love this one. Alright. Be sure to sub me now, okay? And share the video with other stamp collectors or stamp lovers. Anyone who wants to look at history through the old postage stamps. I mean, look at the details into making this and think that they made a plate. Wasn't take a picture, make a plate. Look at all the carves in the legs, all the details in the face and the hands, the sword. A lot of little details. Alright, bye-bye now. Alright, today in our travels, we're visiting Denmark postage stamps. These two here were in there. I don't know what they're all about, but they're both in here. Looks like the numbers of them. I don't know why they posted them in there, but they did. Oh, along with it's on the other side, whatever that might mean. But anyhow, this is some of them from 1909 to 1930. There's a 12. And then we got to 1913 to 1928. That's where we got these little ships in the water. Got a 15 here. And a 30. And we get on this side here. 1933 to 1940. We have the 5. These you see quite often. The 10, another 10. They're all just not rare. Now the 10. Orange. Now I have never seen an orange one, so I don't know. And look how the orange one had another number underneath. Let's see what it may have been. Ah, it's a blank there. It's like a 6 and it had a 5 on top. So that one might be a very different one. Interesting, isn't it? Okay, now we have this 15. And we move right on up. Let's see, no more there. To these guys here. 1948 to 1955. We have a 20 in brown, in red. Oh, it's a gold, a rusty looking red. And a purple. And there we go, a little bit rusty now. All pretty much the same. Just different colors. and different amounts. Okay, now here comes the interesting one. This is interesting to see this one. Isn't that beautiful? 1955 Dove. And the next very interesting one is the train. I love the trains. 1847 to 1947. I don't know why, the post stamps that have trains on them, I really, really like them. Just think they're unique. They're not only historical stamps, but the trains themselves are also historical. So I think because it has like a double value, it draws me to it. They're beautiful. Now look at these. 10. And you get to see the little crown. These all have little crowns at the bottom. And we have the rock. And for 15. All with the crowns. These are all a special little pattern here. All marked with a special time in history. Look at that. All with the crown, but you know, if you look on the tops to see. Oh, look at that. Look at the architect of that building. They're so beautiful. And they just don't build things like that no more. And to think that used to be built by hand. Not with all the machinery they have today. You would think with all the machinery they have today, you'd see more of these. But we don't. Look at that. They're beautiful. Okay, we got one more way down here. I really did like that row. That was nice. Okay, and these are just some extras that they had. And look at that. 1899 to 1959. Okay, some more of the regular ones you see quite often. Alright, so these here were my more interesting ones right here. Of course my train was my favorite. Alright, so be sure to sub me, join me as a friend, and by all means, share the video with other stamp collectors. Let them see the beauty of the old stamps. Share it with your friends also so they can see it in the comfort of their own home. Alright, bye-bye now. Okay, here we are today visiting Hungary. Now we have some regular stamps and we have the space stamps. So let's start with the regular ones, okay? Here we go. That's a 2F. I love how they were designed. And back then, you know, they had the plates. They had to make the plates for them. So they're really nice. There's a 20. Here's a 10. Then we have one right here. Plane flying. Beautiful. A 1FT. And look at this big one. Gotta really stop and look at it because there's a lot going on in it. You know, first you have the duck just took off. Was not expecting them in the water. It's almost like they took them by surprise. Isn't that neat? Okay, and then down here we have, almost looks like a chopped up bus, like it used to be a bus. Okay, now we have a bunch of these, but they're all a little different. Some are, I mean, they're all the same picture, but some are stamped in red, some are stamped in different variety of stuff, and they're different amounts. So first we have a 2 right here. Another 2. See, they're both 2s and they're both browns, but stamped differently. And a little bit different if you look at the bottom right here and the bottom right there on the words. So just a little bit different. They're both 2s, but they're in their own element. Then we have a 3. We have a 4. We have a 5. We have a 6. And look at this 10. Look how that's stamped. Isn't that something? There's a double stamping there, because if you really look close, you see where they had turned around and stamped it right there with the red, and then re-stamped it with this black. Isn't that something? That's different. So this one got double stamp. Guess it made a difference of where it went, huh? Okay, then we have a 20. And then another 20. Alright, now we'll get into the space ones. Apollo 15. And here we are, 2FT. $40F. $60F. And an $80F. I believe they all say 1975 on them. Look at that. 1975, 1975. Yep. Oh, no, that one's 19. Yeah, it's still 1975. Okay. I know there are people who just collect the space stamps. So here we have 5 beautiful ones right there. Okay. Hope you've enjoyed my bringing them to you. Be sure to sub me, join me as a friend. And we'll bring you some more of whatever we find as we travel around the world checking out the old vintage postage stamps. Okay? Bye-bye now. Okay, today we're visiting some of Austria's old postage stamps. Some are old and some are not quite as old. But this one here, let's see. This is from 1908 to 1913 for this 5. And this 10. Then we go to 1916 to 1918 for this 15. Alright, now let's visit some of those that are not. This is 1919 to 1920. Look at that, got remarked for 7.5K. And right here we have a 20. And right here we have a 50. Then we go to 1919 to 1920, and we have this beautiful 80. Look at all the design in it. Just pretty. Then we go 1920 to 1921. We have these two. That's where they started mixing the colors, the light and the darks. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I love it. So elegant looking. Okay, and then 1922 to, let's see, 1922 to 1924. We go right here with the 7.5, then the 12.5, and we go right here to the 20, the 25, and the 100. And right here we have the 200. Beautiful condition. And this one here for 180. And we have the 5, the 10, then in yellow. Whoops, wait a minute, forgot the 50 up there. Then that came out a little bit whiter, this yellow in 80. Yellow is usually a hard one for stamps, for making of stamps. Trying to arrange some other ones that happen to be in the middle here. They were kind of like tucked in the sides over here. We had these ones here that were tucked in. There's a 10. Pretty rough shape. Oh, it's just bent over a little. A 10. And then a 5. And a few of these ones here. That just happen to be extras that were tucked right in there. Okay, so 1925 to 32, we have a 2. And right here we have a 5. And here we have a 15. And right here we have a 20. I do believe that's the last one on this page. Well, I really enjoyed these colorful ones here, right there. And this yellow is such a bright yellow. Really pretty. I know yellow in some of the other countries and stuff. The fact that it was yellow made it very popular stamp and an expensive one to get in touch with. I can see how beautiful the yellow is to get a stamp yellow back then, huh? Yellow must have been a hard color. Okay, and then we have one way up here. It's a 12, I believe. And then from the 1940s, we have this one here. Look at that. See the buildings and everything in the mountains by the water. Kind of cool. And this one here. Bent up little corner there. And we have one from 1947 right there. Look at that. Then 48 to 52, we have a pink. I don't know if you call it pink or burgundy. Probably both together. Different shades of pink, let's put it that way. And of course we have the red. And we have the green. The blue. And kind of the brown. Alright, and we have a few more. These are 1920 to 1924 postage due issues. We have the 10. We have a 25. A 40. A 50. And a 150 right there. And the 200. Oh, right there. And down here there was one. Oops, there's a 1 right there. Missed it. Almost missed that one. 1947, 1954. Postage due issue. A1. Can't forget that one, huh? And then one little lonely one down here. Alright, so the interesting one was, let me see, that yellow one. Kind of like that yellow one. That's interesting. And then so were these other two here from the 20s. Alright, so I hope you've enjoyed my bringing these to you. Be sure to sub me, join me as a friend, and we'll bring you some more. And by all means, share the video with other stamp collectors. Let them see what we got here. Alright, bye-bye now. Alright, today we're showing you some of the old New Zealand postage stamps. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? A lot of details in this stamp. It's a really nice one. Universal postage, 1 penny. Wow. That's a really nice one. Alright, let me show you what else we have. We have this one right here, an official one. A 2D. Part of the old homestead. Isn't that neat to see the architect of what things looked like back then. Then we have a black and white one here, a 4D. The mountains and the water. Really neat. Nice one. Okay, then I think we go all the way down to this one here, a 2D. A revenue stamp. And we have this one here, a 1/2 D, 1840 to 1940, bicentennial. And look at this official one. Again, another one of the centennial of New Zealand. 1D, stamped official. Really nice condition. And then we have a 1.5 D. Again, centennial. Good condition for used ones. Again, another centennial one. And we have another one right here. Look at that, 2.5 D. Postage revenue. Again, centennial. And we have a few of these little old ones, 5D. And a 2D. And then one right here, a Christmas one, 1967, a 2.5 cent one. Alright, well, I hope you've enjoyed my bringing these to you. Be sure to sub me, join me as a friend, and by all means share the video with other stamp collectors or those who just want to look at some of the old stamps, how they used to be made in the old days. And they can watch it all in the comfort of their own home. It's nice to travel around the world just looking at the old stamps from different countries. Alright, bye-bye now.